It is a wonderful fall day here at Cedar Lane Unitarian Universalist Church. Whoever you are, wherever you are from, whomever you love, however you vote, wherever you are on life's journey and whatever your life circumstance, you are welcome here. If you are new to Cedar Lane and feel comfortable doing so, would you please raise your hand? We're so glad you've chosen to be with us this morning. If you please keep them raised, we have a gift for you that we want to be able to get that to you. All are invited to enjoy coffee and conversation in the lounge after the service. And if you choose to use a yellow mug, our members and friends will be sure to greet you because here at Cedar Lane, yellow means hello. Our lay pastoral visitors work closely with the ministers to support the pastoral ministry of our congregation. If you have a pastoral need or concern, our on-call pastoral visitor will be available by the Joys and Sorrows table after the service. In a moment, we'll turn and greet one another, but before we do so, I have a few important announcements that I've been asked to share. Not the least of which is that now is the time to place your phones into worship mode. Cedar Lane's Holiday Craft Day is this coming Saturday. Today you can see the snow person craft that we'll be doing in the lounge, and you can pre-register for it as well. Can you imagine what it would look like if each of us brought a family or guest new to Cedar Lane that day? I'm trying to myself, and I hope you'll bring someone new when you come also. And then mark your calendars, not for this week, but for the following week. For an action sponsored by Action in Montgomery or AIM, Wednesday, December the 9th, to hold our elected officials accountable for the support of the Child First after-school programs and affordable housing in Montgomery County. And then on Thursday, December the 10th, Cedar Lane is hosting a conversation on Black Lives Matter, led by Paula Cole-Jones, our district's racial and social justice consultant, and by Caradwyn Henry, Black Lives Matter activist. Information on both and a question box for the Black Lives Matter conversation will be in the lounge. Starting tomorrow, world leaders will be convening in Paris to discuss worldwide CO2 reductions. You can join Cedar Laners this afternoon for a demonstration at the White House. Folks will be gathering at 12:30 at Cedar Lane to metro to the demonstration together. And I hear the weather report says that the rain will be stopping at noon. So I hope that we'll be able to go. Our environmental justice ministry team is distributing green ribbons, just like this, that you can wear through December the 11th to support these important talks. And last, I hope that you can join us for our very first community lunch of the year next Sunday after the second service. We're experimenting with a couple of changes this year, including having lunch here in the sanctuary so that we'll be able to have more space for people to come. I hope you'll be able to join us. It's being sponsored by the One-to-One campaign, which you'll be hearing about more this morning. I now invite you to turn and greet your immediate neighbors. There it is. Though our journeys through our week and through the holiday time have been varied, we've come together for this time and this place, together for this 1 hour. May we find joy and inspiration here. Come, let us worship together.
As Betsy and David Devlin Foltz kindle the chalice, symbol of our faith and our gathered community, please rise in body or in spirit to speak in unison the words printed in your order of celebration. For daylight and darkness, for sunshine and rain, for the earth and all people, we offer deep thanksgiving. We kindle this light in celebration of the life we share. Please remain as you are, and let's join in singing Come Sing a Song with Me, number 346.
Come, sing a song with me.
Come dream a dream with me.
Come, walk in rain with me.
Come share a rose with me.
Spirit calls to spirit. Hand reaches out to hand.
Heart joins with heart. Voice lifts with voice a song of praise.
Together, we share hope when hope is hard to find.
And together we share the beauty and the warmth in the approaching wintertime.
The words are in your program.
We got all the love, all that we need to change our world. Hallelujah. We got all the love, all that we need in our hearts. Ooh.
Okay, now that you know the melody intimately.
We got all the love that we need to change our world. Hallelujah. We got all the love, all that we need in our hearts. Ooh. We got all the joy, all that we need to change our world. We got all the hope, all that we need to change our world. Hallelujah, we got all the hope, all that we need in our hearts. Ooh. We got all the soul, all that we need to change our world. Hallelujah, we got all the soul, all that we need in our hearts. Ooh.
We gather, as we always gather, in sacred space, a place set aside as a sanctuary amid the many challenges of life, a center from which we may gather strength to face those challenges with courage and grace, faith and love. In this time of reflection, we lift up those in our community who are living through small and extraordinary milestones of life. May all who gather here be held in the embrace of this community of care. We are sorry to announce that founding member Dr. Robert Kritchmar died on November 27 after a long illness. Details of a service in his memory will be announced. May friends of ours and all the joys and sorrows that remain unspoken in our hearts be held in the embrace of prayer in our shared space and loving community, and then in song.
Our prayer this morning. My choice of our prayer this morning was inspired by the climate talks beginning in Paris this week. But before, I invite you to settle into your space. Take in a nice deep breath, breathing in peace, and let it out, breathing out love. Peace and love. A prayer by Sabanfu and Maladoma Some from Burkina Faso, Africa. We call upon our ancestors, Spirit of the earth we walk upon, Spirit of the universe. We have come to a crossroad, to a time when every word matters, to a time when we must reevaluate ourselves and our actions. Our heart is fragile. Our body is shivering in front of the unknown. Our back is heavy with past burdens, burdens we do not know how to be rid of. We ask that you shower us once again with love and compassion. Make peace reign on our heart and soul. Teach us how to see each other with a brand new eye. Help us to appreciate and welcome each other. We need your blessings to move on. We need your strength to make it through this time of turbulence. Ancestors, hold us in your peace and warmth. During the silence, those grieving a loss or commemorating an anniversary are invited to stand in mourning and memory.
all may participate in the life of the congregation with the gifts of their mind and their hearts, their skills and their time, their wisdom and their vulnerability, the gifts of their livelihood and the gifts of their commitment, whether on Sundays at this time, whether by electronic means or gifts in a plate. We offer of ourselves to make community happen. The offering to sustain the mission and ministry of Cedar Lane Unitarian Universalist Church will now be given and gratefully received.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are dovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are one.
With gratitude for all that we are and bring and share to build the beloved community, please rise in body or in spirit to sing our song of affirmation.
Seated. We'll be hearing more about the one-to-one campaign from Andrew in just a few minutes. But to get us ready for that, we wanted to give you a little taste of these conversations right here in our service. Relational conversations are a chance to listen to someone else, to hear what it is that motivates them, and to share time connecting. Usually they take place somewhere without distractions where you can easily hear one another, so I hope you'll bear with us while we try it out right here this morning, which may be a little bit harder to hear one another when we get talking, but bear with me here. So first, I'm going to share a few instructions, then we'll get paired up, and then we'll all start talking. So bear with me before we jump into it. This one will be a little more structured than the conversations in our one-to-one campaign. There's a question printed in your order of celebration that I'd like each person to share about for about 2 minutes in the conversations. The question is, what experiences have been most meaningful for you as a member of a faith community? I'll signal for a start, and then I'll let you know when it's halfway. And I'm using my super fancy timer, which is, by the way, in worship mode. So I'd like us to turn and find a conversation partner now, ideally not someone that you are married to or already have a significant relationship with. So turn and identify your partner. If you don't have a partner, if you'd raise your hand. All right, raise your hand. Leave me on. Raise your hand if you don't have a partner. One hand raised? Okay. 2 minutes. So 2 minutes each. If you could share with your partner what experiences have been most meaningful for you in a faith community. I don't think they did either. I'm on right now. You can talk. I can't. Go ahead. You can talk, please. Yes. That's halfway. So make sure that the other partner is getting to share now too. Share. Okay. Thank you for your humoring me and participating. We'll think more and reflect more on these relational conversations as we go.
when the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Oh, darling, stand by me. Darling, stand by me. Darling, stand by me. Darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me.
If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble in the sea, I won't cry. I won't cry. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me.
Stand by me, darling, stand by me, darling, stand by me, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me.
Thank you, Grupo Piccolo, for the wonderful music. Stand By Me is actually my favorite song. And also, thank you, Michelle, for that creative experiment. I hope that you all enjoyed a taste of a one-to-one meeting in a very loud and busy environment. I hope in those few moments you learned something about your neighbor that you didn't know before. Maybe you started a new friendship. Relationships are everywhere. All the bodies in the solar system have a relationship with each other. The moon pulls up the tide, and the earth pulls along the moon. When we come through the doors of this building, who is pulling us here? Life is made by relationships. All the matter in the universe is formed by the relationship of atoms. Our own histories are formed by our relationships with family, friends, acquaintances, adversaries, even strangers. More than the floor, ceiling, and walls, it is relationships which define what it means to be home. And I think that what it means in relationship, to be in relationship, is that although it might be subtle, who I am changes who you are, and who you are changes who I am. Relationships are central to why we come to Cedar Lane. We meet people here, we know people here, we are in community. Many of you probably heard about the one-to-one campaign before, which myself and a small team organized to help nurture this community. This campaign was simply a series of one-to-one meetings, which included Cedar Lane members, newcomers, and staff. And these meetings had no agenda other than people getting to know each other, and they're guided by a list of questions that elicit a deeper than normal conversation. Questions like, what experiences have been most meaningful to you as a member of a faith community, which we asked earlier? What are you passionate about? What have you always been curious about? Why? What stage of life are you in? We launched the campaign in March, at the end of March, with the goal of having 255 meetings by the end of October. We've met this goal. Over 126 people were involved, which rounds up to 17% of the membership. Next week after service, during community lunch, we will celebrate completing the campaign, and of course everyone here is invited to come. We also collected feedback, and I will include this feedback throughout this reflection. Some of the feedback that we got helps explain why we did the campaign. One Cedar Lane member said, "People don't feel heard very often. We've heard it all about how busy we are. We don't take time. When we are not heard, we disappear." Another member said, "I think many of us come to a religious community to support each other and get support in the good times and the bad, and this," meaning the one-to-one relational meetings, "is one way we can provide that for each other." Reverend Louise Green, who is currently the Minister of Congregational Life at River Road UU, wrote an essay about building relationships. She wrote, "If we say we respect the inherent worth of each person, we owe it to our congregants to create a culture that is dynamic, life-giving, and fulfilling for all participants." Louise Green also gives insight into why deep conversations often don't happen as part of our daily activities. She writes, "In most congregations, bureaucracy reigns. We are so accustomed to group meetings, collective agendas, and task-oriented activities that it is easy to perpetuate a system that creates only very minimal relationships between people. Communication happens via worship bulletins, newsletters, email, and phone calls, and we rarely meet with someone individually unless we have a job to do or a crisis to address." Another Cedar Lane member summarized, "There is a tendency to have valuable but not deep conversations." For myself, one-to-one meetings were an important part of getting to know the community when I just started working here as the social justice coordinator. In meetings I had, we talked about our faith backgrounds, what drew us to UU, social justice and how it related to our lives, stories of childhood and family, losses and pains, deep inspirations, and what we hope for the future. Each conversation was unique, and each made me feel more connected to both the congregation and to the people here. Thank you for that. Feedback showed that experience with the one-to-one meetings varied a lot. There were many people who had just one meeting. The most active person had 27. One thing that I saw clearly was that people do desire depth in relationships, but we don't all agree on what depth means, and each individual encounter doesn't necessarily feel deep to everyone. But every one-to-one meeting I heard about, whether or not it felt deep, was a deepening, and that was the main point. One Cedar Lane member said that the one-to-one campaign gave him more people to greet. More people to greet, to me, means more people to recognize, to see not as a stranger, but as a person with a story that we feel connected to, such that when we see them, we feel a deep compulsion to say hello. Many Cedar Laners told me that they were surprised at how participating in the one-to-one meetings made them learn much more about people they had known for years. In my life, Thanksgiving is a frequent example of not knowing people as well as I think I do. I spend time with family, And we interact as though we are the exact same people we were 20 years ago. But we're not. We do this because there's a lot that we haven't done to get to know each other over the years as we've changed. It's bittersweet, I find, these family gatherings, where familiarity and alienation are walking hand in hand. Also, my wife was recently gone for a week, and I wrote her this text message. You know, when you go away for a while, I remember how lonely I was before I met you. I may look young, but we've been married for 12 years. We spent a lot of time building our relationship. It's taken intentional work. Over time, we start to forget who we are and what it was that drew us together. We've gone through many cycles of needing to get to know each other again and again. And it doesn't just happen in the normal course of a busy life with stresses and deadlines and expectations. Normal stress must be interrupted with intentional acts of relationship. Now, I want to share some more feedback that Cedar Lane members gave from the one-to-one campaign, which was another act of intentional relationship. Going to read a few quotes. Most of these quotes are from different people. Here are the quotes. It was fun. My relationship to the community is deeper and wider. I feel connected in a new way to the people I've done one-to-ones with. Just to have the opportunity to get to know a person more broadly in a different way was a gift. I learned that it's very worthwhile to take the time to talk to a stranger. I learned a small glimpse into another Cedar Lane UU's life. It's comforting. I learned that there are a lot of interesting people at Cedar Lane. I felt more a part of the community from having done it. I am aware of the importance of connecting more deeply. I learned that I want to be more present, despite my initial awkwardness and shyness. I am much less timid about chatting with folks I don't know because I feel more connected. I learned more about the importance of just listening. I have deeper appreciation for the narratives of our lives. I feel friendlier and realize that I'd like to do a one-to-one with every member. It was a good experience, and I think it changes the vibrancy of the congregation. I am even more fond of the community. I love them more. I love these folks. So one question I've often gotten about the one-to-one campaign is, why is the social justice guy doing this? The campaign began in the social justice ministry as a way to connect with more of the congregation on a human level. And I will talk a little bit later about why that is important for social justice. But before we launched the campaign, we got interest from different ministries, and it expanded into something bigger. It was put together by a combination of people from the social justice team, Action in Montgomery, or AIM, the stewardship team, and the nominations committee. My assessment was that to do a congregation-wide project, which was what a lot of people told me that they wanted, we needed to begin by laying the foundation of a relational network that could sustain such a project. Or, to put this in another way, people don't participate in activities solely because we say they should. It has to be meaningful, and humanizing relationships are needed to make things meaningful. My belief in the centrality of relationship comes out of my past failures. In college, I was an anti-war organizer, and there were two big projects I was working on to heighten the power and impact of the anti-war movement in Ohio, which was where I was. I participated in many events, many discussions, many protests. I put together a conference. Throughout all of this, I was talking to people about how we might escalate the movement and make history. I got a lot of verbal support. I got a lot of interest. Then I invited all of the people that I'd been working with for a year to come to a meeting where we would finally organize these projects. Nobody came. I was devastated. I'd put in so much work, so much heart. I felt so unappreciated. For about a year, I was angry and bitter and gave up organizing for a bit. Later, I canvassed for the American Civil Liberties Union. This meant that I talked to strangers in the streets of D.C. and asked them to give me money for the ACLU. Turns out that people generally need convincing to give money and are distrustful of strangers who ask for it. But you could learn to be an effective canvasser if you were good at building relationships. There was research on people who decided to give. It turns out that the greatest determiner of whether someone gives is not the organization, it's not the cause, it's not the content of the message. It is the canvasser. It is the person who asks for the contribution and their ability to make a meaningful connection during a brief encounter on the street. For this canvassing job, I was also the top field manager, which meant I was in charge of our daily trainings. I felt really good about helping people perform draining and challenging tasks. I built up these coaching relationships, which were sort of deep in the trenches relationships. I knew that the long-term performance of the team was primarily based in how well we could keep up our spirits to do the work. Strong relationships were a necessity. And it dawned on me that this wasn't only true for canvassing, but for social justice in general. One Cedar Laner, who is very involved in social justice, mentioned in the feedback that the deeper the work is going, the more important it is to have relationships that are really solid. She further said, and it's more than just fun. It's really a way of being able to feel grounded at times that otherwise could easily feel overwhelming. When I was an organizer in college, I didn't understand that people need community. If I had, I'm confident that I could have better fulfilled my lofty ambitions. Nurturing community and relationships is part, all around, of the amazing work that we do at Cedar Lane. It is important for membership, for pastoral care, for stewardship, for the great Visioning 2020 process that we are navigating, for our diversity work, our small group ministries, our Black Lives Matter work, our environmental justice work, our direct service, our advocacy, our community outreach at Veers Mill Elementary School. All of it stems from relationship, from the many moments we spend where, slowly but surely, who I am changes who you are, and who you are changes who I am. And I think, as we do this, who we become is magnificent. As part of the feedback process for the one-to-one campaign, we also talked about next steps. Some ideas were to have an annual campaign. Another suggestion was to have a storytelling cafe open mic where people come up and tell stories to a small group. Another suggestion was having conversations while doing something, like packing meals or sorting through donations. Some work has also been done to incorporate one-to-one meetings as part of the work of ministry teams. one of our most successful activities was putting together an after-service hangout downstairs during summer when RE is not happening. That wasn't hard to organize and likely could be done more. There are many options. We gave you a taste of one-to-ones during worship. I hope you feel inspired to go out and nurture community. It is very simple, but world-changing nonetheless. Blessed be. Now, please rise in body and or in spirit, and let's sing We Laugh, We Cry, hymn number 354 in the gray hymnal.
just say something.
I am happy to have been on this journey so far, and I look forward to seeing where we head. I wish you play and friendship and community that feels like home. May it be so. And please remain seated for the postlude.